this nuke, and then some aggression into the ramp, and the CTs, they want to actively fight this, and it's a real brawl. Good golly. Valda's done nothing with it.
The Julies.
And from behind, Blame
flank.
is waiting for this. I assume Nico will... Oh, he looked away a second too soon. And that's great from NATO. Finish it off with a full three-piece.
That was quick.
Bargain
You almost
bucket.
missed it. Yeah, that one right there. 1xbet odds as well. Top of your screen favoring OG, and can understand why. Alex just painted the picture. OG have been the best looking team throughout this group. Problems for Nuke though. Last 4 times that they've played it, they've lost it. So L's, or the red, are in the column. I think this is still going to be quite the game. I think if you reflect on the Sinners result yesterday, OG went double OT. And here we go again. You guys can see just this absolute car crash that was a ramp rush. See, they run strats like you guys do at home as well. Rush ramp. Lots of creativity going into that call. As the Deagles are out, the Force Buy is in.
Top pop into a second round. It's brave, and Blame is very brave with his AK. Hiding in plain sight was Valda, and Nico's Deag's not got anything to report. It was Flames from Heaven that's got something done. But they're into the site now, 4 bodies. S14 very low now after 2 bullets into his thigh. He'll be on notice in that hut push. That's pulled the smoke out of them early. That was the bomb that's only just been retrieved, and NATO, careful, because he's lost it. And now the bomb up for debate again. Mantu makes the round a little more interesting than it could have been.
In an odd spot, but we'll be able to get that one back. And it was looking like they were thinking about a save here with these Deagles. Alexi B not going to get the lineup through the smoke. The pot shot's giving away his location, but not a whole lot more. It'll really be on Mantu here to see if he can crack this nut that is the top site. Smoke about to fade over towards main. See if we can kick this one up a gear.
Not going to be easy one to crack. I mean, it's up against these AKs especially, and Crossfire is there. S14's done very well to beat a distraction with his low HP, and Mantu just running out of options. JKS will snatch him away, as well as a little cheeky pistol upgrade as well. They keep the 2 AKs in play. Colt 2, OG 0.
Give you a quick little whip around right now of this evening's results so far. The first map for the Sinners 4's game was Sinners picking Nuke, and they won that game 16-7 over there on the G2 Virtus Pro game. Well, they were playing Dust 2 as map number 1, and that one was the pick of VP. G2 snatched it away 16-11. If you want to keep up with those matches, it is ESL CSGO B for G2 versus VP, and Sinners and 4's on the C stream. Our attention back here, and well, Blame's attention. It's been perked towards top hut. JKS going to deal with Alexi B, and in towards the top side they go again. Sinners, they made short work of the CT side of OG, especially the top side. Valda and Nico exploited throughout. And maybe that's something that Complexity want to turn to here to level the field up 1-1. We'll be getting this bomb down momentarily. Shouldn't be too much more to say for OG until we get the guns out in the next round of play. Just to note, 4's have been on quite the run as far as Mirage is concerned, and that is where they've decided to take the battle against Sinners for map number 2. So if you want to see if they can keep their successful Mirage streak alive, let me just check this one out. I know that Peter's been talking about it a lot on the social media. I want to make sure I get the amount of wins in a row correctly here. So I'm just going to count on my head. I'm going to go quiet.
It's really simple for 4's as well. If you're a 4's fan and want to know what they're battling for, it's up for debate as to whether they get second or third. It is just a question of whether they win or not.
15 Mirages in a row. Could be extended to 16 Mirages in a row tonight for 4's if they win this one. And they will have gone undefeated on Mirage in the group. They will have won it every single time. They would have played it against every opponent. So that is actually quite the feast as well. Complexity, VP, OG, and G2 all will have fallen on Mirage to 4's, as well as Sinners here if they complete the sweep. So currently tied up at 4-4, looking like it will be 5-4.
Yeah, and I mean, just keeping track of a double roster change and having its impact felt for 4's. I mean, I was very impressed when Heroic did it and maintained their form. It seems that 4's have actually just went on a complete upward trajectory since bringing Kenzie and Zorti into the ranks.
We go on top again, are we? JKS likes a little bit of a vent drop here, but he's going to get flashed through the smoke. Out he goes, and even finds the entry. Yeah,
that's not bad at all. Alexi saw a little flash of leg, and he hears them descend the vent. So this is a very quick decision. Flames, oh, he can ruin their day. NATO so lucky to be alive. I'm not sure he's going to be able to do much, but he does. A topspin Pokeball and great use of their Molotovs is denied anyway, and voice from OG into contesting that plant.
Will be the save call here if Mantu and Nico are allowed to hold on to their goodies. So quite the pace out of Cole here, similar to what we saw at a Snappy.
And I mean, you can see how that call would work 90% of the time. I mean, okay, I don't know why I'm throwing such a...
90, 100, Jason Moses O'Toole, 100% of the time it works.
But flashing out like the squeaky smoke flash play we saw out of JKS, it's very powerful. I'm always a big fan of it. If they just sneak it, they're sitting and resting in that smoke, a bit of an off angle for the CTs that are expecting you to either be, you know, tucked in on CT vent or still in squeak. But it works nicely, gets them the opening frag, but then you still dip down the vents. The top site rotators are still panicking about that top opening frag, and you're already on your way to plan. You can see how quickly that can fall apart for the CTs, as it did.
I'm just curious how OG could maybe amend some of their CT-sided woes. You know, I think that having Flames over towards ramp, it makes sense for his skill set, but I feel like having somebody like Valder to play it instead, right, and have him do it in more of a Zipex type spot fall and be your lower caretaker,
yeah.
And then maybe have Flames pair up topside with Nuke. I'm just spitballing right now. I haven't actually given it a lot of thought. It's something that they might need to reconsider though if they continue this Nuke loss streak. Oh, that was a deep molly, and that was an easy kill for JKS. He's got 2 entry kills in 2 rounds in a row right here, right now, and well, OG, this is not the way you wanted to start this map, I'm sure. I don't know when the response is going to come in, but the util thrown deep. Nobody takes any damage there. I think that Rush used to play the squeaky position for Complexity as well, so I'm not certain on that one. I'll have to double check. I just feel that some things have been shifted in this Complexity formation.
Oh, this is aggressive out of Mantu. Very aggressive. Ahead of the flash. Stands and delivers one. Now down. Oh, but burned. Nico's molly spreads and finishes off the work his bullets started. NATO into the site. Only good for the one. It's
good
poison.
Trading.
Keeps it advantage for Complexity. And now with that bomb on Esatag's back, it's Flames who we know is the ramp player. Heaven's the most likely of the two, but he's managed to already drop down into the site. It doesn't last long.
Him.
Oof, long range, yeah, with the SMG, but still 5.
I want to draw everybody's attention as well to yesterday's game. Flames had a couple of rounds in a row that he had to win in clutches. They were just like heavily traded on the top side between Sinners and OG, and Flames had to close them on out in a big way. And this here got messy for a moment, but when they already had that number advantage, things just felt too tidy for Cole. Great stuff from NATO. Great little trade here from Poison. They were just coming out of Hut and Squeaky. Could not be stopped. The floodgates were opened, and yeah, timeout probably called right here for OG just to take some pace off of the game. These first 5 rounds have gone very quickly. You can see caffeinated in the background there at Peacemaker's chair. The coffee mug on the mouse pad. Now, guys, don't do it. It's not worth it. Unless you have a cupboard of mouse pads standing by.
Which you probably might do as a professional boot camp.
I'm talking about the people at home.
Yeah.
Don't follow Peacemaker's lead. Right, if someone brings you a beverage and you're gaming, nothing goes on the pad. There's one thing that goes on the pad, it's called the mouse. Nothing else. Don't do it.
See, flirting with some aggression, and he has completely booked Flame. Oh, but Alexi's playing with fire as he tries to get away of a spot of bother. He was spotted and tagged up heavy, but he's gotten away with the retrieval at least.
Oh, bother. Well, they actually want to push the issue towards Yard here, so whether they're trying to find where that AK went or making sure it doesn't go anywhere, it has slipped the net. Alexi's fallen right back over towards ramp here. Now, Mantu is the next danger man that Complexity have to deal with. You can see him in the forward position towards main.
Ooh, this is getting set up quite nicely now by OG. So if they do go down to the lower site, Mantu will get tested, and he's done very well to take at least his frag. So React will be swift down the vents from Nico, and he's there in time to at least voice concern. Now, Alexi ready to respond. Flames is as well, but the frags are working in favor in those AK-47s. Alexi saved AK, not going to be able to do much here. And with him gone, it's only Valder. A little CZ in a dream, but he's managed to find himself a weapon. Cost him a great deal, and I think he's more interested in keeping hold of that for the next round of play. So Complexity, keep it up, dude. 6-0 on a T-side of Nuke. I mean, I know you were highlighting and have been very clear about OG's weaknesses on this defensive side of this map in particular, but it is apparent that Complexity, like with such little time in the actual ring, have managed to forge quite a solid and competitive T side.
Yeah, but look, normally I'm not like too hypercritical of stuff like this, but in this situation, OG, they had a number advantage. They knew exactly where they were going. If you're not going to beat them down the vent, right? When I say beat them down the vent, Nico was there and able to fight them, but they've already slipped at that point, right? You got to worry about them crossing towards the windows or the single door.
So you consider elbow as like the kind of the hold?
If you can stop them there, drop down the vent. If you can't, what are you doing? Right? Let your players from ramp defend, and then you either try and get through lobby to ramp as well, or go down secret behind, or go really, really late on the vent. Otherwise, you're just a free kill, and that's exactly what we saw happen. And look at this. Graham Messioso Pit.
Quite the camera. Oh,
the lights. We've got multiple different angles here on display.
Living for it.
This is what we're talking about, the boot camp environment. Okay, OG, what do you have in store for us in round number 7? Because this could be a quick map number 2. We'll continue to remind you of what the circumstances are or could be. It's still maybe a little bit too early to tell with Force losing their first map and Cole looking competitive in map number 2. But we've got a top execute set up now. Multiple Molotovs ready and raring. Deep nade again. This time we'll catch the JKS toes. And what's the go signal here? It's going to be hard for Poison. Now we saw Oscar entry fragging onto the top site against OG. Let's see if Poison can do similar scenes. They've punked Blame outside of main, and now they've just cut Noise for a good 30 to 40 seconds here. Mollies are coming.
Whoa, all right, this is going to be all a fake or a change of plans as they run towards Flames' location. This is his first real test. A chance to have some heavy impact, and he's kept very honest. Alexi does deal with Blame's late yard. Mantu's in a prime position, very set for success onto Poison. They're catching on the walk up, and Mantu tags up NATO, finished now by Nico. It all falls apart for the boys of Complexity. S14's just the last remaining member, and he's got himself an AWP to hold on to.
If he had the bomb, you know, maybe I'd give him a little bit of a shout in this one. They have a decent chunk. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Wants to do some damage. I wasn't too sure exactly what his plan was there, because I was about to say they have a decent chunk of cash, so it's not like they necessarily need that AWP. There is 11 grand on that of S14, so he can drop an AWP back across the Poison with their Lion Claw. They can just keep operating with the AK-47. It's not the end of the world either way, but I think it was just Mantu stalling them out. This was great, and the tag was really good as well. So Mantu, handy for 10 kills so far.
He's such a great find by OG. I don't know exactly how they dug him out. I don't know who
scouted him. Whoever scouted him, yeah, you've done a great job.
Magnificent. Really just slots into this squad, and oof. That's not ended well for Alexi. He tries a yard aggress, and he's just been caught out. NATO was elevated from the silo, eventually just peppers him through. And this wall of smokes has been setting Blame up for a walk around the warehouse. He's already down and now in pursuit of info. Oh, Valdes just caught him on the elbow. Mantu another. Oh, it's falling apart for Complexity's yard hold here. They're running out of nades as well. They're just going to dry peek in. Bomb delivery service to Mantu. And we speak his name, he does deliver. Mantu recovers after the opening frag, going the way of Complexity.
Great stuff from Mantu here, the big man Ting, as he's likes to be known. Has 12 kills. The next closest on his team is 4.
Jeez.
Yeah, so he's really quite a impactful player here. Actually, if you add up the rest of the kills on his team, they only have, what are we doing here? 4, 8, we've got 13. So the rest of his team combined only have 1 more kill. That's simple maths for all y'all.
And we get a simple round. Nothing to get too stressed about. We can all relax. Breathe in through the nose.
And out through the mouth.
And out through the mouth.
Counter-Strike is a game of patience, breathing, all those good things, you know? It's definitely about the headshots and the grenades and the bombs, but it's also about the breathing. If you can stay calm while you're hitting those headies, that's all you need, right? Just take a deep breath. Let the kills come to you. Timeout called. Time taken for Complexity to discuss things. Now, at this point, you're sitting here, you're thinking, boys, We got 6. We got 6 already on the T side. You know what would be a dream? 9. But let's set expectations a little bit lower. Let's just win the half, right? Let's just get 8. Let's get 8. Anything more than that, we're laughing all the way into the second half here. The easier side, the CT side of Nuke. Now, hopefully they aren't getting the PTSD from last night's game where they were 11-4 up on the T side of Overpass, another CT sided map, and almost let that ball slip right through their fingers.
Yeah, I mean, I think it can be very punishing for teams, especially when you're not playing that. You're getting punished with all those economical hunts and the saves and a good T side against you. You can just end up feeling kind of like you don't get to defend or play the game. You just run around with deagles and scouts, and the rounds run away from you. Yeah.
Decent unconfirmed damage there onto Flames through the smoke, so going to make his life a little bit more precarious here as he continues to put bullets through. And it looks like they're set up for him. Oh, Flames. Do some damage back, and we've seen this move a couple of times here.
Yeah, good timing on it, but Poison's so ready. The spread is there, and it was supposed to finish the job Flames started, but nothing to report.
Seen that trick before, haven't we?
Yeah. They got full ramp control. You can see that there's no one from OG to greet them. Their util was strong, and a little soft and silent rotate from the top side players. Oh, if they choose to go back around, Blame is going to be smoked off on his campaign. NATO's got a lot of presence towards Hell, so it's up for debate right now, Chad. They could go both ways.
Yeah, I think if they were to go towards top, they've made the right call. That would solve a lot of their problems here. And, well, clearing out Hell, Nico can be the difference maker. This fight against Blame could be absolutely everything. About to step on in. Blame spots him and will not convert. Nico gets the kill.
Oh,
and
Alexi. Alexi's got such a great timing on this. They're not even looking. Back to turn. S14 does return fire, but at great cost. Alexi took a chunk out of him, and now Nico continuing to lay down good shots straight through the wall. He'll take down a third. Solid test of the top side hold here. Nico the Dane stands strong, and NATO Sapphic straps in for a 1v3.
Start the 40-second timer. He's got that bomb down, but there he is. Oh!
Had the info on Mantu, was about to say, and try and finish that sentence before Mantu with a very quick bolt as he returns the second shot to success.
That felt good for Complexity. So much room to work with there, but it was all Nico in this little biff, and Bosch here. Just the bullets through the Huddy. We'll take that every day of the week, won't he? I'm sure he'll be happy with how that one unfolded. Alexi B as well. Probably feeling a little bit hard done by. He didn't get more than one on that around the world play. But a good round for OG to convert here, and one that maybe has gone missing.
I mean, you know him very well, Chad. That's a happy JKS.
JKS.
That's a happy face.
Yeah, he's could be more happy right there.
All right, we've got some Tech 9s, we've got some Deagles, even a spicy little Mac 10 for Blame as he's the first, and he's actually well ahead of the pack across and right next to Alexi. Him and Alexi are doing a little dance.
It's a smoke ritual, they call this one.
Yes, it's a smoke ritual in pursuit of affluence and peace of mind. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. They've all walked past him. Alexi gets another go at the trigger discipline flank. And
oh, but Volder paid the price.
He certainly did. Alexi a little late on the report, but he's filed it.
Well, okay, now we're getting some steam. From a 6-0 start to a 6-5 scoreline. 5 on the trot here for OG, and mounting a bit of a discussion to be had about this CT side.
Mantu's fully set up with his full kit and with 15 grand in the bank. Like, you could not have much more money for the AWPer of OG. And he's got 16 frags, 4 deaths. That might also be a contributing factor.
I'm pretty sure, right? If you check JKS's deaths at the end of the first half of Mirage, he only died twice.
Whoosh.
Yeah, lots of saving within that first half there, but second map. And a bit of utility over towards top to keep them honest. Flames still aggressive and can cause issues for the lobby players here if he continues to apply that much pressure. But here's the man with the plan, man 2, rotating towards Yard, and it might be the right call because smokes are being lined on up here, and it looks like maybe the L block. NATO's position. Oh, it was indicative of that. This is quite the search.
This is very aggressive from Mantu, yeah, walking on up. And he's going to have the confirmation. He knows this is a good time for the peek. And first victim found, trying to escape himself with the smoke. At least give him something to peek and play around. Valda tries to bail his teammate out of trouble. Costs him his life. Mantu surely dead. But he's actually another frag. How is he still alive? Finally, They'll finish him off. JKS
Oh.
tapping away through the smoke, but doesn't quite pull it across the line. I can't quite believe how close that got at times. Good hold by OG in the end, and max money reached. Mantu swelling with cash. His coin purse overflows.
Did you ever have a coin purse?
I was always quite envious of my nans.
Yeah, my grandma had a coin purse.
It was just very nifty.
Yeah.
I like the way she'd whip it out. Had a bit of style and pizzazz
But
to
that's
it.
when you could buy things with coins.
Yeah.
What are you buying with coins these days?
I usually just throw them in my my fanny pack.
Okay.
And slowly, gradually lose them in various corners and crevices.
Okay. Well, top rush.
I love it. Valda probably does. You'd think, especially with Nico above to support him nicely. Yeah,
This has been great.
What a turnaround from 6-0.
7 in a row.
Yeah.
Bit of a shellacking now. As well, if you have a look at those rounds, the closest any of these 7 consecutive rounds have gotten is 2 players left alive for OG. The rest have been, 3 or more. Got a couple rounds in here that were 4 surviving. So, shutting the door right now on Cole, who had a promising start, but wind no longer beneath their wings. That's an unhappy JKS right there. You can tell the difference?
I could, actually.
Yeah.
Nico, what are you up to, mate? What are you doing? What is that? What is that, young man? What are you up to? This is a serious round of Counter-Strike. And Mantu, ready.
He's farming.
And farming,
oh, he's
indeed.
just farming.
S-Attack will finally bring him down, but he's already taken a big bite out of the complexity attack. 2 bodies dropped. Alexi lingers. S-Attack very, very quick. I think Alexi had the first 2 bullets that connected there. S-Attack just manages to respond just in the nick of time.
What is Nico doing?
Yeah, good question.
He's got the M249.
100 bullets. Now, I know Rush is a big fan of this.
Yeah.
It's his signature weapon, the M249. What's this skin he's rocking there? Is that
It is...
blue steel?
It is the OSIPR.
Ah, yes.
I'm baffled. Well, why not? If he makes it 8 in a row.
Yeah, maybe just an accidental miss, but he doesn't want to waste his funds, and down he goes with nothing to show for it. So this actually could have ramifications. So the OG streak could be falling flat. JKS behind enemy lines now, and Valda's the next to be hunted down. NATO to swing. Good find from JKS, and Flames were heavily loud about this. And that is Complexity finally breaking their silence. The 7th on the board.
Yeah, spamming the body right there because of that fun gun purchase. You want to let him know. But all in all, Flames must have used all his nuke juice yesterday, right? Because he's only got 2 kills so far. And to be fair, it's not like a lot of actions come his way, but he's not finding anything on these retakes. So getting left a little bit unlucky. And here we go. Final round of play will not be the M249 coming out for Nico this time round. Double AWPs though. Alexi B's got one of the big greens. Mantu, of course, the primary with the other. Who's going to walk away with a half lead? We're about to find out. Yes, indeed.
A short poem by Chad Birchall. Flames,
So
you naughty boy. That is, I mean, he's just got such an understanding. Oh, and he peeks on the flash.
What's he doing?
S-Attack's been finding a lot of space for his squad recently, and he's actually caught up in the fragging department as well, so looking to win out the half a Cole with a man advantage. Ramp control is theirs, and a little bit of a extra twist and a cherry on top in Blame, descending secret stairs.
Yeah, Nico has a lot to worry about here, doesn't he? Not on his own. Has the likes of Mantu with him.
JKS is going to be legged. And a good setup again from OG. They've managed to claw it straight back. This is the flank. We've been waiting for it. Mantu's not considered it. And so now pulled straight back with 50 seconds, the bomb being tapped. Gets it down, extends play. Valda late on the vents, as you were previously discussing. Blame's surely aware of this, or not. He'll have to trade now. Valda slipped the net. And Blame, oh, Blame's patience could be rewarded. NATO's got to live. He's living in a lot of uncertainty right now. NATO just survived, because double from Blame, and that will be Complexity, winning out their T-Nuke half. Looks like there are some twists and turns in our final day of play. Group B, it's still up for debate.
the full here. You can see it happening, and now the 1v1 device. Oh, he doesn't have his life.
I knew it. Poison is a gangster.
Frozen left with a Julian mask. Masuta, how do you get him off of this one? He knows he's sticking it, he's got to go now! Frozen! That is insane play!
For your inspiration, like woo, just notice, never stop, never quit. People wanna see you doing good, but never better than them. Gotta push yourself to the limits. You cannot lose if you are not in it. You gotta lose, sometimes it's to win it. Don't get discouraged, it's just the beginning. Yeah, turn up. Don't end up a Timmy Turner. Don't get caught up in the streets. Don't get caught up with a burner, don't be a slow learner. Oh no, you only get one shot, one chance. Talking March Madness at the big dance. Talking big man on campus. Like
no guts, no glory. Not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy. It's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory. There's no need to go again. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming is to win. No guts, no.
Complexity and OG for the top spot of Group B. Julie is a pistol and it's equipped by Mr. Esatag. I'm still unconvinced. I refuse to believe that these are the best pistol in scrims or that it's a justifiable purchase. On that Nuke hut, I kind of forgive you. We'll see what Esatag's up to.
The USP is just so good.
It's just so good. It's like a premium experience, and you only get it once a half. Like,
yeah.
You only get to thoroughly enjoy the USP experience, and they are bombing at Yard. So Esatag's got nothing to do with his Julies just yet, unless Alexi walks into them over that hut smoke. And down they descend. Interesting. So maybe just using him as a bit of a distraction. There'll be a very loud descent. I think Poison's going to be communicating that they need to hurry up and get down that ramp quick, because, wow, they're going to get this bomb down. Just as I say that, Blame laying down at least one. Safe plant. Poison, considering his options, he's opted for the long secret rotation in. Kit check. Nothing to report.
Interesting use of the smoke there. Could have just closed those doors, but maybe that's going to force out a couple of questions here.
Bonk. Softened up onto Mantu. He's got a good weapon for this job, though. Ready to snipe him with his pistol, and door swings open. A good find from Esatag, and advancing now. Suddenly, a flurry of frags does favor them. They need to be defusing pretty soon. And it looks like they've successfully taken this. Alexi to play denial. JKS has to hit this. Oi, oi, oi. Couple of seconds in it. He got a couple of pot shots. Had it found the head, that would have been it.
Decent attempt there from Alexi B to steal that one away. Yeah, you know, sometimes it's just that one kill is all you need, especially when you have that sixth man of the bomb in play. With Julies, they got a kill. So, I guess, just like the B defense of OG on Mirage, we'll give them a C.
Okay.
They did their job.
I like that you're handing out marks. I'm actually kind of, I'm cool with that. It helps me gauge your dissatisfaction / satisfaction.
Well, the thing is, when you see them bought, we're all expecting like the 3 or 4 kills and just the never having to reload and staying agile, and it never really happens. But I'm sure people will continue to link the same 3 clips that have happened over the past 4 years of Counter-Strike. So here we have a OG Force Buy, or a Force Bizzle, as they will now be known. Starting to sizzle a bit right there. Alexi B onto JKS, so working with a lot of room here. NATO under pressure, being tested. Poison wants to help out his friend, but he's too little too late.
Yeah, Alexi positioning and rewarded there, and the smoke arrives just in the nick of time. Like, OG have made this so daunting. Esatag, a real destabilizing play. He cancels the plant, lays his life on the line, and buys some time for Blame and Poison to piece it back together again. Cole looking to convert this second round. The force out of OG has been a real nuisance for them. And the flash from Alexi looks great. Blame loses vision, he loses life as well. Mantu set up for success. It's too good.
Poison should be saving here. Don't want to give up this M4, and he goes down. Alexi B got 3 kills, was involved in the 4th, and planted the bomb. That's where we have to start calling some of these OG rounds just Alexi B rounds. Think about Mirage when they did that B split. He rolled up Catwalk. I know we're going back about an hour, but he got 2 kills and entered into the site, and they won the round. He had 0 kills at that point. I think he walked away with 3 in that round because he killed JKS as the last guy. These Alexi B rounds, or maybe just in-game leader rounds, is where he takes the bull by the horns. And, well, that is one that Complexity did let slip. They're going to buy back in.
Shout out
by their own.
One time, 24. He's heading for the 30 in regulation if he can maintain this steam.
Get the 30.
They got him equipped with the AK-47, and they are charging him for a bit of a top pop here. So JKS is kept very silent, and access to the site foregone.
Oh, NATO up the ladder. He's been able to find room. I think he's surprised that nobody spotted him just yet. No, almost converts onto Nico. Poison's going to try his luck up the ladder. And I think that maybe holding onto these goodies could be the long play. We know that next round they have to take an economical.
Yeah, make it an economical with a little additional fun.
Definitely has been some changes, and this was something that I'm sure that they were going to do regardless of the NATO Safik standard, but JK's changing a couple of positions. I think for the longest time he was a ramp player, now he's over towards top sites, so just some positions being moved around, maybe trying to get as much as they can out of their individuals here, but a great bounce back from OG to now convert 2 on the trot here. So lose the pistol, who really cares? Win the second, you're able to forget all about it.
Yeah, I think it's quite... makes a lot of sense to be putting NATO as a stand-in into that ramp plug-and-play position, just in the sense that until he's getting exploited, it's just it's a safe pair of hands that will get you the 1 or the jig on the smoke.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, like, if it's something that I almost feel like I've had a conversation with Justin about it, so he told me they had moved him towards top and Config was going to play ramp, and if that was the case, right, it makes sense in the current meta of Nuke, where you need your ramp player to occasionally be more aggressive. And I think the Config also wielding the double AWP setup could whip it out over towards ramp if they need it. So I think it has multiple different facets about it. But here we go, back towards top, Squeaky open. Head towards main. They are just going to stall out and hope for a CT reaction. S-Tag making them think someone's top heart. And oh, bounding around the corner. Alexi, look at him go. Like a gazelle. A beautiful little leap there. Is it a gazelle or is it a springbok?
I think both are graceful and antelope-like.
And an antelope joins the conversation.
Wait, what if I just throw an antelope into the mix?
What's the difference between a springbok, an antelope, and a gazelle?
I would imagine it is their country of origin.
Okay, but you think they're probably the same animal?
I think they're a herd species that acts within the food chain for the predators of the local residents.
So they're all herbivores?
I reckon. I don't think you've seen a springbok taking a big chunk out of like a frog or something. I'm trying to think of something that they'd outscale. I don't know where frog came from. What else? What would that be? Their prey, Chad. Like the.
Well, I think are the Springboks the South African rugby team?
I have South Africa in my mind as well for springboks.
Yeah, so they're probably not eating much, really, are they? They're going to be hunted by a lot.
Grass, bugs.
Oh, here we go. 4s. Remember, this is they've won 15 Mirages in a row. This is for 16, I believe, if I've got my digits correct here. And they're looking good for another round. That should be 13. It looks like that series is going to go the distance with Sinners, who did pick up map number 1 of Nuke. Lots of Mirage and Nuke in this group. But that's great from 4s, who are already locked in for the playoffs. It's just going to be either 2nd or 3rd for them. They cannot make 1st. Whereas OG and Complexity, well, they're the 2 teams who are budding for that. Complexity either had to do it cleanly or have to hope 4s lose. So we'll keep an eye on those results, but fast again. Not a lot of utility here, and Ramp's already given up. Huge nade right there. Alexi, at a minute and 37, is already hell.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure they'll be acknowledging this as a potential gap. Blame very slowly clawing back control of that part of the map. Alexi's in a safe spot to at least maintain control for the T. So they want to basically deny ramp info and return to lobby. Flames clearing it out for the squad as well. A late little pop, perhaps. They've got so much utility. They could even go back and do a smoke wall if they fancy, but it does look like their attentions are set towards a squeaky door exit.
Squeaky walkout, especially if you think you've forced that vent rotation. Might have a weaker bomb site to deal with. The molly behind that CT vent could be perfect.
Here they come. S-Tag is in prime position to strike, and that molly was just a bit too late. S-Tag finished off, though, and it does fall to NATO and Poison from behind. NATO strikes, taking that lobby position right back. So a nice reaction from the ramp player. And that bomb's still yet to be retrieved. Flames on high alert.
Lots of smokes in play, though.
There is. He can still go down the vent as well. He's just going to pause. And I think it's because of Alexi wrapping around. He wants to join with his squad. And it's going to be about very timings-based. Flames considering his descent. Alexi spotted out. Big conversion from NATO. And they should be pretty hot on Flames' heels here.
Yeah, he's noisy about this. Door has been noted now, and it's actually swung over the other way. So Flames, can you win a 1-on-2?
Oh, pushing in aggressive. And too many different levels there. Quite like the aggressive push. He was hoping he'd isolate at least one, but they came as a pair. Bit too much for him to handle, and we'll call it 10-10.
Yeah, tied up here again. Complexity not done with this one just yet. Were pressured a lot there towards ramp and dealt with it well with that utility damage here. If that molly came in a second earlier, Attack gets nothing. They could turn their attention to Blame, and well, maybe that's another round for OG, but ifs and buts. We're not living in that world. We're living in the one where that was a bonus, and OG have plenty of cash to splash. AK's AWP by looking good for round number 21. Still hard to call which way this one's going to go. A response here from OG is going to be a big punch in the guts. Is Poison. I think he's the one throwing out the punches right here. Complexity get an opener, and this is an important round for them to stabilize on the CT side. One way to kick things off here is Mantu's boost is denied by a smoke, and now a minute and 20 odd seconds on the clock. What is the call from Alexi going to be? They have absolutely no room. They were denied outside. They've been denied ramp. They don't really have an avenue right now to operate with, and well, that's going to force them back towards yard, where they can establish a smoke wall of some kind. They have 3. They could go standard wall smoke towards secret. They could go the diagonal to give them a buffer. They could go the L block. Or they could just go dry and work off of Mantu's AWP here. They picked their poison.
They flash above warehouse. It's good timing on that, but OG continue and surge forward. Blame's going to be the one that's activated should they advance towards main side. But the secret cross, I think it's actually pretty unheld right now. Like, Blame's not got the info.
It's just NATO flirting with the idea of going under. So I think they're hoping for a sound cue, a window break, a door to open, and then NATO can respond. But right now, this is the path of least resistance. I can't believe how much room they've been able to get here. 20 seconds on the clock. Surely, Complexity is starting to be aware that something is up.
Surely.
Look at all these nades left, Alex. I can't believe this.
Yeah, and Poison's going to be the first to rotate down.
What is happening?
10 seconds, boys. Maybe we should go lower. Maybe. NATO has a little look. This is the same angle he's always been held. This time smoked off, so they'll try and contest it. OG have managed to get that bomb down.
So many nades, mollies, smokes, flashes, everything they need.
Right.
How did Complexity get into this now?
They can just dump their util one after another. Everything you consider instantly pops a smoke, an incendiary on the other side. You make a good point. Flashes, this is exactly what you were talking about, Chad. And they're going to keep coming. Alexi B throws another into the mix, just spicing it up left and right. What a recovery in a 4v5. It's so odd. Here they come. Finally, Complexity get a bit of room to maneuver, and it's just going to fall apart here. They're going to lose everything. Great angles held. Alexi to line up too. Oh, dear. Complexity completely just fumbled.
They didn't. That is crazy. That is crazy that they get that much room, and they're able to just walk on down secret with that many nades on their belt. That's trusting in Alexi B.
Like, you lose a frag, yard, at 1 minute 43, and then proceed to walk yard, plant, and have a full 5v4 converted. Excuse me, a 4v5 converted.
This is one of those rounds where Alexi says, hey, just trust me. And they did. And they got away with absolute murder. Look at this, down to pistols. Mantu being pushed. How many quick scopes is he going to get away with here? Flames bails him out. Mantu gets another. It's getting dicey now.
Bloody hell, yeah. Blame. Has he got all 3 there? He did. Wow, his pistol has filled the feed for a dramatic number. Now he's abandoned that bomb that was dropped.
And this is great because they have no idea where Blame is. They're still working on trying to pick this up, right? You can see just by Alexi using that utility, he is very, very worried about a player close. Blame is repositioning here while Nico is taking space, and Blame's going to be in main, maybe.
Imagine
before
if
Alexi gets out. Oh, the denial. No, this isn't going to do anything, right? This would, if he threw that nade, it would merely just give away his position. Right now, he's still unknown. And if he saves the AWP, at least that'd be nice for Poison. But I think Blame has other plans.
Yeah, me too. He's going for glory here. Just peeking into the common angle. He jiggles it out, baits the shot, and he suspects Nico's gone right. It's unfortunately for him, it's on the left. Blame not going to overcommit though. He gives it a good shot, gives it a fair attempt. 3 kills out of him. Nice reposition. He will maintain the AWP. OG don't seem too concerned other than the round conversion. And yeah, they make a lot out of that eco, but that eco was a product of an incredible turnaround from OG. So call it 12. OG in pole position now to close it out. Not only 2-0, but top of the group.
Similar poses from JKS and S14 there. We call that one the hands behind the head.
It was a reminder as well that there is some additional synergy that's previously been built with, you know, some other characters here. S14, NATO, Peacemaker, Blame. They were all on that heroic roster.
Yeah, I think NATO was standing in for him when we were doing some work out of Leicester, remember?
That's right, yeah.
Oh, pace change.
Very quick. Straight out of the gate, and already S14 down. Oh dear. JKS, I mean, he was unloading his mag onto someone else, but he only goes 1-for-1 in the end. And I think that bomb can be planted safely. No one's in a position to contest.
Hard retake here as well. They do have the kit on NATO. They have a little bit of util to work with. A molly, a smoke, and a couple of flashes. This next fight for Flames towards lobby. Maybe it's Nico who'll find them first. There's going to be 2 players here. NATO's profited.
Oh, and they want to clear him out, but there's 2 to find. And Flames tested out onto NATO. I think he's aware of the other as well. So Valda's got an awful lot to worry about if Flames didn't find that. All good in the hood. Make it 13. And that was such a lovely little mix-up from OG. Just throwing a lot more pace into towards the top side. You can see how it caught Complexity and now a bit of a tailspin.
Yeah, and because of that situation being a 3-on-3, Complexity gave it a good go and they've lost everything. And by doing so, their bank balance is not looking pretty whatsoever. I'm loving the calling out of OG here. Really good stuff. Valda nimble, and he gets the 3rd kill there. So great stuff from Flames. He doesn't have a lot of kills, but that's an impact round right there. And remember, this is for top of the group. 2-0 from OG. They get number 1. 2nd and 3rd will be decided then by this Force result. They are being pushed. They are being trifled with.
Wow, Poison's done very, very well with his USP there. And a Deagle bullet has connected. Shouldn't be too much to get too concerned about. Mantu's done well to catch S14. Here comes frag number 3. Ooh, not easy. Mantu has managed to confirm that 30 frag game, though. I mean, he's looked fantastic.
Do you mind if I oblige everybody with the Mihao email readout again, just so everybody understands the context?
You certainly can.
Okay, so OG will be first if they either win or if they lose 1-2 and 4s win. So right now, forget about that second part. Let's just go with the first part. Let's assume that they win. So OG will get first within this group. Complexity can get first place if they win 2-0 or if they win 2-1 and 4s lose. Otherwise, they are 3rd.
Makes sense.
So it just feels like this game here is for all the marbles. And I think right now, OG have those beautiful little cat's eyes. I don't know how many marbles you played with, Alex. I think
I had my marbling days.
Marbles? Okay.
Yeah.
You haven't lost your marbles, though.
Oh, well, it's on the... I've misplaced a couple of them.
Okay.
Some of my favorites. Looking for them.
You might get them back again.
One can only hope. It might be this 3 months of work in a row thing.
You had about 3 days off. You'll be fine,
you're
mate.
right. Yeah.
3 days.
That's my own doing. Can't really blame anyone but myself. And from blame to blame, he's pulling out the AUG into the game. 3 scope rifles. Alexi B's got a lovely little safe haven above the flames,
moves.
and he will get traded down. But yeah, moves is exactly the word you should be using. Moves like Alexi. The next one from the Easy for Ents band, perhaps.
Well, they've been able to get across the secret again, and we know what happened last time they managed to get down here with so much util.
You were talking about this, though, right? You know, in the first half about arriving at the right time. JKS is there in time. He can at least contest elbow, make him work for it a bit harder.
Doesn't have a smoke, though, so he will just have to play from this decon side. There's a couple of maneuvers you could do here. If you spot, you quickly backpedal and try and get yourself up towards the bomb site. But he has a friend down here, and that friend is NATO, who's about to be mollied out of position. JKS's nade a little bit early there, so the teammate's smoke actually denies any damage, and here we go.
Oh, JKS has got a lot to contend with. He's just choosing to fall away. Reposition. Find value. Smoke can be deployed, and interesting conversation going on for OG Camp right now.
Well, they know that there's 2 towards lower, so maybe that's why they want to siphon back up. Maybe through the vent, maybe just hit pause. They can smoke off. Oh, window side. Okay. Pressure will be on JKS here. NATO should be smoked on Molotov'd off.
Oh, he messed the jump up. It cost him his life. NATO does collect. 20 seconds, going to get a bit uncomfortable for OG. The smoke is good, but it's the test of JKS that will determine this round whether or not we will play on. Valda does tame his spray, and he's caught both of the lower defenders. NATO took one with him. So, bomb planted. That door is open, and it just should enable Poison to pull the trigger, as he has, onto Valda. Flames just a bit too close to the line to have a fair fight onto Blame, and Colsay play on.
Felt like they doubted themselves for a second there, didn't it? OG had the room, right? Just that little flub over towards the single door, resulting in a free little death right there, but we'll continue the play here. 11 rounds now, and look, this one is not done and dusted by any means. It's just not going to be easy for Complexity. They're going to have to continue to be gritty on rounds like this. You see right there, movement in Counter-Strike can be a cruel mistress from time to time. Now the buys are being chucked across here. JKS, he gets to have an M4. Esatag will be down to an MP9. NATO and Blame have rifles as well, and Poison with the prized AWP. OG, no dramas for them. They've still got enough money for a buy, and they can probably make another one work in the next round, even if they do lose this. Is it going to be a change of pace to something a little bit slower? Esatag has warded them away from at least the squeaky presence.
Did you make a sound there?
Maybe
he
not.
did, yeah. Oh, bullied. Great find from Alexi, and he's cost him nothing. Finds the opening frag. Blame lingers in the vents for a potential to catch Alexi if he does attempt any funny business. He does seem to love this angle. I wonder if they've got any util to catch him. Now, they walk completely across. Alexi's drawn a lot of fire. Blame's aware of what his game may be, and one ahead of the pack is Nico. That's great. He denies so much power from Blame by pushing on the flame.
Hard retake now. The bomb's going to get planted here, and there's a 3-on-4. Valda knows where you are, drops a molly. They pursue, and Valda executes 2-on-4 now, and it's looking good for 15.
Yeah, there's nothing they can do about this one. JKS just going to have to hold on to what he can. He's living that vanilla butterfly lifestyle.
This is great from OG, right? Look, they were on a 4-map nuke loss streak. They're about to buck that, and that's to get them top of the group. And they have, without a doubt, looked like the best team here. Sure, they were pressed by Sinners. They were pressed by Fours. But they've taken care of business. And this roster didn't have the greatest of showings over there in the Cologne play-ins. Here's JKS for an exit. Nice, easy one for him. But they're bouncing back out of this tournament break with style. Quarterfinals just one round away here for OG. I think of the names that we haven't had come through the group so far. Astralis from Group A, not making it through. G2 and VP, not making it through from Group B. Some big omissions here in the Pro League.
Yeah, well, OG were considered an omission in the playoffs of Cologne. I mean, a lot of people had high expectations of them coming in, and I mean, we saw the play-in for it being a bit of a problem for them. But they've been on the grind for a while, and I agree. Best team, starting their season off looking like the best team in their group is a really nice bounce back off the player break. So. Two magazines of bullets pumped out of Valda's AK into the hut, but nothing to report. And this boost will have also no opening frags just yet. Complexity are on the ropes here, and 4 rounds consecutively required for the CTs. Poison was going for yard info, but he's hearing all of that action towards ramp side. It's getting him a bit uncomfortable. Nico's waiting for Blame to walk.
Oh, that could seal it.
And that could definitely be the beginning of the end. Poison has a chance for some influence. And he's already collected on the opportunity. Bomb still planted regardless.
Oh, and they're quick here for this retake.
They are. If that door swings open, Valda heard him come in, but Poison's far too good. Okay, Cole. Looking to extend play here, and there's definitely a world where this goes awry for Mantu and Nico. Info now, though, for that T-AWP, and Rare miss. There's a lot of util on Nico's belt. If he could somehow get a
What a
Molotov on
round.
that bomb, they'd have no way to extinguish it. They are on the defuse. They're on it. Nico's not going to call the bluff quick enough. And they do see another round on the board for Complexity. NATO Sapphics lives on. And he says, play on.
Thank God NATO picked up that AWP. Get that back in Poison's hands immediately. That was him winning the round single-handedly there. Just locking down this lower site, being such a jarring presence. The reposition for the second kill. He keeps moving about.
That third was really, really tight.
He wanted the ace here as well. You could see just trying to get that final kill. He had the intuition for it. Wasn't to be, but it was enough to keep them going. Maybe OG have to reconsider their approaches late. Blame slipping back into that vent. Valda taking some damage early this time round, and ramp appears to be the place they want to land. NATO boosted up the MP9. He has to stand tall with at least one here.
Tries to find at least that first, and he's done very well for a second head. Flame's gone too, and well, Complexity once again, a viable avenue into a 13th. The bomb was loose as well. That's a lot of info. You can see how much space JKS has taken back off of the T side. OG have lost all of their lobby space. And it's just a Valda and Mantu 2v3. They'll work this one out with a 60-second timer. Mantu's deep into the lower site.
Yeah, one of the problems here is Esatag's position. He can be flexible between the double doors and that window, and Mantu, well aware that any of these hidey holes could be rearing a dangerous CT. They are going to be escorted into the bomb site here, so planning safe behind the bomb box while Mantu defends decon. He'll even swing the door open for the sound cue. Now it's about the retake.
Ooh, Valda's been allowed safe passage in towards dark side, so he's actually going to be able to make that low HP a bit more viable, and Complexity's retake's taking shape with a two-man ramp arrival. The doors to swing open. Esatag is that linchpin for success here. They'll be trying to isolate Valda, but the attention drawn ramp, this should be an opportunity once the first fight is taken for Esatag to swing over these double doors. Here he comes, he's into the site, doesn't clear his corners. Valda strikes, they've even got a molly.
That might be it.
It should be it. I don't think they've got a chance.
Time.
There's no
They're so
smoke.
slow on this.
Yeah, this is over.
Call it done.
OG, top of Group B, it's confirmed. Style points for Mantu, 33 for him individually, and OG, Group B is theirs. And I mean, I think it's the best team to be lifting that and taking that through. They get the bye. No round of 12 for them, straight to the quarters and through to the playoffs of ESL Pro League Season 14.